And a very good Friday evening to you. Before getting to the radar, I wanted to give you a live look outside in a couple of different locations. We're talking about some cloud cover over in DeKalb County. Would not be the least bit surprised if we end up seeing a little bit of rainfall over in DeKalb County here sooner rather than later. I'll show you why here in just a second. I got two more quick looks for you. Off to Newmarket we go, where we're talking about an abundance of cloud cover, maybe a couple of peaks of sunshine attempting to push their way through the clouds, but otherwise we're talking about abundant cloud cover. It does look like we are dry in Newmarket for the time being. For the time being anyway. We're still talking about the potential for a little bit more rain. And then it would appear over the last couple of minutes the cloud cover has moved back in to the city of Huntsville. Traffic on the Parkway seems to be moving nice and smooth this evening. We're looking northbound on Memorial Parkway this evening. Again, talking about ample cloud cover, but at least we are dry here in the city of Huntsville. About an hour ago, we had a rather impressive thunderstorm push its way on through the city of Huntsville. Brought some very, very heavy rain, some gusty winds. I saw at one point rainfall rates were right around 2 inches per hour. I think those rainfall rates have dropped off significantly as storms have continued to push their way through the Tennessee Valley, but we are still talking about some stronger thunderstorms this evening. We've even had a couple of different severe thunderstorm warnings. We had one severe thunderstorm warning that was in place for Madison County. I believe that was issued a couple of different times. And then more recently, we had a severe thunderstorm warning that was in place for Jackson County. That storm now has fizzled out quite significantly over the last couple of minutes. I thought maybe Henniger down into Sylvania, we're going to get some pockets of heavier rain, but that activity has really fallen apart. They're just talking about a couple of light showers back into Skyline. That activity has kind of faded out quite significantly here over the last couple of minutes. Hollywood down into Scottsboro, we're just talking about some light rain. Section down into Langston, we're talking about some lighter rain. Still talking about a little bit of thunder and a little bit of lightning, but if you look at the little white ticks that attempts to count every single lightning strike, that has backed off significantly from what we were talking about during Fox 54 News at 5:30. And well, that was just about 15 minutes ago. So definitely some good news here regarding this storm anyway, that it does seem to be weakening quite significantly. The one storm that's still packing a significant punch appears to be this one hanging out in Coleman County, though it does look like we are beginning to dry out South Vinemont down into Coleman, Good Hope. Still talking about a little bit of light rain here across the I-65 corridor. Some heavier rain kind of once you get south of Good Hope, heading into southern Coleman County. Back into Hansville, we're still talking about some pockets of heavier rain. And then once you kind of get to the western side of Coleman County, we're talking about some very heavy rain. Probably some gusty winds thrown into this as well. But we're not talking about any severe thunderstorm warnings. Look at this. This is kind of cool. Talking about a little bit of lightning back into Holly Pond, up into Baileyton. Even though they're not talking about any rain, but the lightning extending kind of all the way back behind this storm. That's kind of what I was looking at my house this morning. It hardly rained at my house this morning, but there was a little bit of thunder from the nearby thunderstorm that was a little further to the north in northern Madison County. That's kind of what we're talking about this evening. This activity has moved out of Coleman, moved out of Good Hope for the most part, but they're still talking about a little bit of thunder and lightning. And then we are talking about a stronger thunderstorm here as we head a little bit further to the north. We're talking about northern Limestone County, for example, Elkmont up into Elkton, up in southern Middle Tennessee. We're talking about a stronger thunderstorm. This activity sitting just to the north of Athens. Here's Highway 72 back into Rogersville. We're talking about a stronger thunderstorm. Anderson back into Lexington, back into Killen. We're talking about a stronger thunderstorm. Again, this activity just strong. We're not talking about any severe weather, but we are definitely talking about some stronger thunderstorms that are certainly worth paying attention to. Some very heavy rain there just to the south of Killen. This is Highway 43, so just to the south of Killen, just to the north of Leeton, kind of in between Killen and Leeton. We're talking about some pockets of very heavy rain, frequent thunder and lightning ongoing there as well. It's way too warm. I don't think we're talking about any hail. You typically don't get thunderstorms to be big hail producers in the middle of the summer just because a thunderstorm would have to be massive as far as its height is concerned to get to a point in the atmosphere where hail can be supported, to where hail would be able to get big enough that it would be able to survive the drop down to the surface, because as it drops, it's obviously going to begin to encounter a warmer environment, and therefore the hailstone is going to begin to melt. So it would be really impressive if these storms were actually producing hail, and I don't think they are. I haven't seen any indicators that storms have been producing hail over the last couple of hours. Here's Futurecast as we head into the early part of Saturday afternoon. Isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms are certainly going to be possible, but the vast majority of us are going to be dry. This activity is going to be much more isolated in nature compared to what we saw today. Now, as we head into Sunday morning, beautiful conditions across the Tennessee Valley on Sunday morning. If you're going to be heading out the door for Sunday services or Sunday breakfast, it's really going to be quite nice. A mostly sunny or a completely sunny sky. Now maybe some cloud cover builds in through the heart of the afternoon. That'll be diurnally driven cloud cover. And with that diurnally driven cloud cover is going to come the opportunity for an isolated to widely scattered shower or thunderstorm. Again, it looks like the vast majority of us are going to be dry on Sunday. The vast majority of us are going to be dry this weekend. It's going to be the unlucky folks, the couple of select unlucky folks that are going to end up getting a rogue shower to develop Saturday, Sunday, or Saturday and Sunday. The same will also be said as we head into your Monday, just a small opportunity for rain. Better opportunities for rain build into the Tennessee Valley as we head into Tuesday, Wednesday, and then through Thursday of next week. Maybe in some cases, we could use a little bit of rain. Latest drought monitor came out yesterday. Now, this comes out on Thursdays, but it's produced on Tuesdays. So this latest drought monitor does not take into account the rain that we have seen this week across the Tennessee Valley because it's produced on a Tuesday and then it's released on a Thursday. So we're talking about abnormally dry conditions west of the I-65 corridor. This includes our friends up across southern Middle Tennessee and then southern Coleman County, abnormally dry conditions. But again, this doesn't really take into account the rain that we have seen this week. So next week's drought monitor will include the rain that we have seen this week. East of the I-65 corridor, we're not talking about any problems. Now, they are talking about a bit of a deficit west of the I-65 corridor. For example, Florence has seen 56% of what would be considered a normal amount of rain over a 30-day period. So if a normal amount of rain over a 30-day period is 10 inches, it's not. It's definitely not 10 inches. This is just a hypothetical number. 10 allows for easy math. Then Florence has seen 56% of 10 inches. Get it? For example, the Huntsville International Airport has seen 75% of what would be considered a normal amount of rain over a 30-day period. So they're doing a little bit better in Huntsville. And then where we're talking about a surplus, take Fort Payne, for example. Fort Payne has seen 166% of what would be considered a normal amount of rain over a 30-day period. So if that normal amount of rain is 10 inches, well then Fort Payne has seen that 10 inches plus another 66%. It's a really nice way of talking about how well we're doing, whether we're talking about a surplus, whether we're talking about a deficit, or where we're exactly where we need to be. Hurricane Erin has developed in the Atlantic Ocean. Right now, Erin has sustained winds of 75 miles per hour. That makes Erin a weak Category 1 hurricane. A Category 1 hurricane has winds of at least 74 miles per hour. Looks like a minimum central pressure in the upper 900s, so not doing too bad there, but Erin continues to become more organized. Look at this satellite imagery of Erin. No clear defined eye yet associated with Erin, at least not that I have seen. I haven't seen a really sharp looking eye just yet, but Erin continues to get its act together as it continues to push its way through the Atlantic Ocean, moving to the west-northwest at 17 miles per hour. And that's kind of important, the west-northwest at 17 miles per hour. And I'm going to show you this here in just a second, but I'm kind of giving you a precursor to what I'm about to show you. That while Erin is moving to the west, it's also got a solid northerly component to it. So let's play Erin out over the next couple of days. We head into the weekend. Erin continues to strengthen. By 1 a.m. Sunday, we're talking about a Category 3 hurricane sitting north of